Hey, what's going on, guys? Threat Level Midnight here, and today we're going to be pushing the 300 Winmag to a mile. I got a bunch of new things to test. We have the long shot camera system, which should give us camera angles out to 2 miles. So we'll at least push it out to a mile today. Should be pretty cool. But we'll go over the gun I'll be shooting today. It's a Savage 110 action with a McGowan 26-inch barrel. And just recently, I put on the Whip Machine, the clamp-on muzzle brake, because this thing had a pretty heavy recoil. I shoot a 230 grain Berger, and it runs about 2,880 feet per second. So recoil was really stout with this thing. It has a Night Force base. It's got 20 minutes, a Schmidt & Bender PM2 scope, Matthews Fabrication adjustable cheek riser, and then just running a Harris bipod. So before we get started shooting long range, we're just going to check our zero since we did add a muzzle device. Ordinarily, this gun shoots real tight, about half to 3/4 inch groups. So we'll see how it does. All right, so for this rifle, I single load. These bullets are way too long to fit in the box mag that's included. But I'm really interested to see how this Whip Machine brake performs, because this, like I say, I used to have a padded shoulder pad to shoot this thing more than 10 rounds at a time. So we'll see what kind of group we can put out and if it shifts our zero. Well, the recoil impulse was great, but it looks like we had a pretty significant shift in our point of impact because I can't see it at all. So I did some adjusting off camera. After that first shot, it shot about 1.4 mils high. So now I have it dialed down a little bit after I diagnose that. And we'll go ahead and fire 2 more rounds and see what the string looks like. And in case you're wondering, I did take the ejector out of this gun just so I could single load this thing smoother and it's not spitting my brass everywhere. But let's go ahead and walk down and take a look at the group. I accidentally muted my mic here, but you can see that first shot up high, that was 1.4 mils high, made some adjustments, and then the last 3 were centered up right here in a group that's about a ½ inch, just about the width of my finger. And here's an overview of the range setup today. This first target that's along the road out here, it's hard to see, it's at 586 yards. And if you go a little bit further down the road, we have target point 2, and that one's at 750. And here's how we have the receiver set up for the long shot camera. It's basically just a giant emitter. And I say giant, it's not that big, but we have it set up on a little hill, and it just needs line of sight to your target points. And if you look far out to the edge of that small mountain right there, that's where the mile shot's going to take place. And here's our setup. We have the easy up set pretty low to the ground right now because the sun's shining almost directly at us when it's early in the morning. And we have a really hard glare on our camera system right here because of that angle of the sun. So it's making it, even with the cameras, a little bit difficult, and that's not a knock on the cameras. That is just purely the angle of the sun that we're in. It's hard to see on the iPad, and it makes it hard when the sun is directly into the lens of the camera. Vortex LRBC says 2.7, but we'll go ahead and go 2.5 since we have that data on hand and see how we do. And these steel targets today, they're 24 by 24. They're very big and very generous, but we're just gonna confirm some data here at these short ranges before we move back. And there's an impact. Hard to say exactly where that one impacted. I'll have to take a look at the target camera here. We'll send another one, see if we can spot that one. That looks slow, so maybe we will go up to that 2.7 that the LRBC called for, because it looks like that was a shot on the corner and then off the corner, and then instead of holding off the left edge, we'll center it up. That one looked like a dead center splash right there. And I'll follow it up with one more just to confirm here. So wind isn't having any effect on us whatsoever right here. It must be going directly with us. All right, another centered up shot there. So I'm very satisfied with that. And like I say, this gun is built for so much more than this that we'll go ahead and move on. Okay, so we moved over. This next target's at 750. The Vortex LRBC calls for 4.2, and at 586, I rearranged it as 586 on the previous target. It was spot on at 2.7. The wind did pick up a little bit, so I'll probably have to input a little bit of a wind call here, but let's see what we can do. Where are we looking there?
Looks like it was right in here.
Lower,
yeah, right
lower corner. Okay, then I'm getting nothing for wind, and I'll just hold center. And 4.2, maybe I'll go 4.4. Oh, no wind hold. Man, I'll tell you what, this 230 grain Berger bullet really kills the wind calls. Center. Huh. That one went over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back down to 4.2 if that one sent over the top. And maybe, oh, you know what? That shot was not, it wasn't in the corner. It was right above the bullseye. It's right there. So it even shot a little bit high. That's the impact. So actually I can go to...
yeah, I think we got to move these cameras.
Yeah, we'll move them a little bit closer. So 4.1 will be my new call. I should have taken a better look at the... yeah. Should have taken a better look at the camera before I shot that second shot. All right. I guess it'll tell us the truth here when if I center this one up. Yeah, see that one was just off center right there.
Yeah, that was a pretty solid hit.
Yeah.
All right, so then you're right. So that was the yeah. I think we just got to move these cameras closer.
Yeah,
I think they're too far back to get the detail that we're looking for.
Yeah. Oh, also the paint contrast is something. The blue is kind of dark today. I thought the blue with direct sunlight on it is great, like in the afternoon. But right now it's not so good. All right, one more.
Yep.
All right, now I've got a nice little group around the center right there. All right, so right here you can see how far back that long shot camera is, and we did have it placed pretty darn far back. I guess we were looking for more of like a wide angle view, but the plates, those steel plates are so big that it's not really necessary. So if we walk up to the target here, you can see at the 586 target, those last two shots I fired there were almost touching each other. That gun shoots really tight, and the wind had just about no effect on it at all, so I was really pleased with what it could do from right there. And then when we walked to our 750 yard target, even then that group was a little bit big for 750, but you know, 1 minute of angle at 750 is, you know, 7.5 inches, and that was probably a, you know, an 8 inch group right there, so actually not too far off. So I was actually happy with that too. So now here's a view from our second shooting point. We moved back onto a little hill, so our 586 yard target out there is now 1,004 yards, and our 750 is now 1,175 yards. Okay, so we're at 1,004 yards. The Vortex data says 6.8 mils. And we'll go ahead and see if we can get a first round impact. Wind has been really forgiving today. There's still a breeze going on, but it's nothing major. It feels like where at least this load isn't getting pushed around at all. So we'll just aim, I'm going to favor the left edge, about maybe 0.2, and we'll see how it goes. And 6.8. And we adjusted the long shot camera. It's a much more clear view now, just bumped up a little bit. Over the top.
Yeah. I wasn't in position.
All right, so that one was a little high. I see my last data here, 6.1 was the call. The last time I was out here, looked like we were maybe 0.4 high. So I'll go down to 6 point. And try 6.2. But windage looked great. It looked completely centered up on the target. And there's a solid hit right there. Now that was at the bottom of the plate. Yeah, go up 0.1 and see where that puts us. But the 0.2 for wind right now seems to be working just fine. Huh, you know, that round dropped out very low, and it kind of sounded a little different too. That's interesting. We'll go ahead and fire that.
Don't hit the camera.
Yeah, I told my buddy here I'm going to shoot his long shot cameras on accident. But we'll see. All right, so now that 0.2 for wind is a little bit too much, so I'll hold straight on. There we go. That one was just under that little bullseye right there. And that bullseye is about 1 inch. So I'll send another shot down there just to confirm that this is a good call. But man, I'll tell you what, the 230 Berger paired up with this rifle is a great load, and it does a really good job fighting that wind. All right, so wind picked up just a hair more, and it's kind of swirling out there. It's not really a right to left when you go down there. It feels straight on, which is why I'm getting away with no wind call at all. But you know, I'm satisfied with that data. I'll send just one more down. A little bit of a pickup there. So all in all, good performer at 1,000, and we'll move on to the 1175 is the next target. Okay, so something that I forgot to mention about the long shot system is the shot plotting feature, where you can plot all of your shots on the target. You can see the wind is blowing the camera because it's a pretty gusty day out here, but you can choose several different colors for different calibers. So all of my hits are going to be marked with the red, and my buddy's shooting the 6.5. He's going to mark his with the blue. But it's kind of a cool feature, and all you do is just you choose your color. There's a little window down here. You can choose your color, and then you just tap on the screen, and it'll plot your shot for you, which is pretty darn cool. So I'll go ahead and send one down there, and then I'll just show you while it's recording how it plots. All right, so we're staying with our 6.3 hold, and the wind has picked up just a little bit, so I'll give it maybe 0.1 to the left for wind. So very consistent gun. I'll tell you what, I'm really loving this 300 Winmag combined with that Berger bullet. So I'll switch my color to red, and I'll go ahead and plot my shot, and it's right there. All right, so we moved on to the 1175 yard target. Now the Vortex data calls for 8.8, and last time I was out here, I show 8.4, so I'm just gonna run at 8.6 happy medium. 2, 4, 6. And we'll see if we can get us a first round impact. So once again, wind is still minimal. I'll probably hold 0.3 off the left because it's giving me a little bit, but it just doesn't seem to be affecting this bullet too much. So let's see what we can do.
Down here.
All right, there we go, first round impact. And that's really what we're looking for. With a gun that's built like this, it should be capable of a lot of things. Unfortunately, our blue paint is pretty darn dark. When the sun is directly on it, it's kind of a baby blue and it contrasts really well, but when it's in the shadows, it's not working so good. So let's see if I can go ahead and send another one down there. That looks like it up there. Looks like that one hit a little high, but more centered up. I'll go ahead and call it there. I'm satisfied that this thing can get its hits, so we'll push it out to a mile. All right, guys, here we are at our very long-range target. You can see our small little bullseye in there, 24 by 24 inch steel. Got the long shot camera set up, and if you can see our shooting position is going to be that little plateau that's way out here. On Google Earth, it says 1,900 meters, which is like 2,077 yards. So we're well over a mile here, and we'll see what we can do. All right, guys, pardon the wind, but we got the long shot system set back up. We're in our original target position here, and it's a little gray hill that's out there where our target's set up. My rangefinder is a Bushnell Legend 1200, so we had to range this in steps, but I came out to 2,150 yards, so maybe 1.2 miles. So let's go ahead and see if we can put in some work on this thing. All right, so we're going to be running 22 mils flat, and the wind, we don't have any flags out there. Got some splashes. Oh, it's right around a 2 mil hold blowing from right to left.
No, 5 o'clock low.
Yep.
Just left.
Just left. Okay.
Low.
Drop down a bit. Ah. Yeah. So here we are at the 2150 target. I don't know if you can tell, but there's impacts everywhere, right and left. There's a piece of a jacket right there. So a whole bullet right there. I mean, it was very close. The wind just shifted so much. It was not a lot to do about that. All right, guys. So unfortunately, I was not able to connect at 2150. The gun has no problem getting that 230 grain Berger there. I have no wind flags, and I don't know if you could tell in the audio here, but it's gusting at probably 25 miles an hour right now. So I'd go from 0 wind to 5 mil, wind call in the blink of an eye from one shot to the next. Some takeaways from today: the long shot target camera system is super cool. I love that you can plot your shots on there, and you can change colors if you have multiple shooters, which is awesome. We tested it out at 2,150 yards, and the camera synced up no problem and provided good HD quality video. And it's really cool that you can sync multiple cameras up to just switch from target points. So I was really impressed with the camera system today. Probably the most impressed though is with the whip machine clamp on brake. I probably shot 75 rounds of 300 Win Mag today. I was a little bit uneasy that it's a clamp on, but it's coming from a reputable company. So obviously, you're thinking, hey, is this thing going to slip off? But it hasn't moved at all, and it killed at least 50% of the recoil. It took a gun that was downright unpleasant to shoot, and it made it feel like a 308, which is exactly what I needed to bring this gun out here, or else I would never shoot that many rounds consecutively out of this rifle. All in all, I was happy with the performance of the rifle and the cartridge I was shooting, but again, I need to set up wind flags, or I need to take these real long shots earlier in the morning before the wind picks up in the afternoon out here. I hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.